Alright guys, I want to do a just a quick video about some reloading. Here, as you can maybe see, it's a little dark, but is my one of my presses. It's a Lee Classic 4-hole turret press. It's a you know, kind of a semi-progressive. Only loads one round at a time, which isn't that big of a deal. I still get good, respectable numbers. I've done 300 rounds an hour out of it. I normally like to tune it back and get about 100, 150 an hour, so I like to take my time and enjoy it. But definitely a great press to start with, a good beginner press, easy to operate, very straightforward. You'll see the 45 deluxe set of dies in it with the factory crimp die. I've shot a few that weren't crimped, and shot quite a few that are crimped, and I've never really had a big reliability issue out of them, but you know, it's definitely worth the money. I'd say go ahead and get the set of deluxe dies. But you got your safety prime here. Right now, at the moment, I have some Magtech large pistol primers that I've been trying. Hadn't had any problems out of them. They've been great. They're pretty cheap too, so that's always a plus when you're reloading. Got some, you know, just some brass I picked up at work, and I happen to be using Unique as the powder. Loaded quite a few rounds of Unique. It's good stuff. It's universal. It's probably on just about every hand loader's bench. It's nasty. It's dirty, but it works for just about anything. So that's gets a vote in my book. But we'll go ahead and see if we can't load up a couple rounds here. I'm also using a 200 grain projectile from Montana Gold. They've got good stuff. I wish they would start hooking me up though. That'd be nice. But Montana Gold bullet, it's the 200 grain jacketed flat point. All they've done is basically taken their hollow point and filled it in. But if you get a better angle on that. But I've shot quite a few of these. They fly straight. I like them. They're one of the better price batches on their website also. But they do great pricing on their stuff. But we'll start off here. Basically just going to go slow and give you an idea of the steps involved and what it's doing, and just go from there. I mean, probably nothing to crank it out. I mean, there's plenty of videos of people showing you how fast they can do it, but this video I'm hoping will kind of, if you're interested in reloading, maybe will get your mind in the direction of you know, what's the steps, what does each die do, and is this something I want to do? Because when I started doing this, that's something I was asking, is this really something I have time for? Sadly, I don't have as much time to get down here and load as I did, but I still find time on my day off and spend a couple hours down here and give me enough rounds to shoot for a week or so. I had got pretty far ahead, but I've gotten lazy now. But we'll go ahead, we'll take one of our cleaned brass casings, which I ran through. I have a Hornady, I just picked up from Midway. It's on closeout or something. Hornady tumbler. I've had great luck out of it. Got a little bit of the walnut shell media. Never had any problems out of it. I just let it run and run and run basically. But we'll go ahead. We'll seat in here. Shell holder. Each die set comes with a shell holder, so we'll drop the round in there, run it up, and go ahead, head into the resizing and decapping die. What that does is, as the casing goes up into the die, it removes the old sprint primer, and then once you get to the full stroke at the top, you can utilize this safety prime, which is kind of a shaky part of the whole system, but you know, it's okay, and pop a primer. It popped right here on the primer feed. Once you travel or send the press down, you can press the your handle forward, and what that'll do is automatically seat your new primer to the position you want it, which is nice. Then next you have your powder through expansion die, which is pretty cool because your powder measure sets up here. It's this big red thing. Your powder will feel in the auto disc measure. I won't tell you what I'm using. I mean, it's nothing groundbreaking. I load stuff to shoot for cheap, not to see what my gun will take. But basically what it does is, as the shell casing is put in the die, It expands the casing, bells it to accept your projectile of choice, and at the same time drops a powder charge into the casing. So what we've got now, and it's going to be kind of hard to see. Let's pull out my pocket full of sunshine. You should know what I'm talking about. If not, you need to watch my review video on the Streamlight ProTac 2L. But see if we can't get a little more light in there. We got the appropriate charge. That's about right in the casing. So normally I don't take them off every time I'm trying to show you. But so I run the press down, let it index, and now we're into the bullet seating die, which is kind of self-explanatory. We'll take the bullet, put it on top of the casing. I try to sit them as level as I can. If you cock them over to one side or the other, usually it'll kind of pull it straight, but I try to go ahead and get it as straight as I can. Up all the way into the die. Now you have a seated bullet, and like I said, we have one more step with the factory crimp die. But now you have a seated bullet to the overall length, in which I've already confirmed. And if you're loading, you definitely want to confirm that, especially if you're loading on the hot side of the spectrum. But to the overall length of your desire, and then going up and in to the factory crimp die. And what it's done now is laid a nice factory crimp on it, so every gun should shoot this round equally as good. So now we have a completed, reloaded 45 ACP round that's ready for the range. We'll probably try to do one more. So we're going to press all the way down. Now we got up into the resizer and decapper. If you can hear that ding on the video, that's the old primer falling down through the catch tube. It does have a catch tube down here at the bottom. Insert the new primer down, seat the new primer up into the powder through expansion, down on the gravel around here. Always check and make sure the powder's in there. You'll get used to kind of what it looks like, and you'll be able to realize if it's majorly off, but sometimes you'll have small variances unless you really take the meticulous steps. It's really hard to run that out, so I basically load to the bottom of the spectrum, and that way if it's a little hot or a little loose, it's okay, it's no big deal. Like I said, it's just for trigger time. But now we're over here to the bullet seating die. So now we'll see the bullet down and in. Now we'll crimp it. Second round right there, ready to go. Like I said, Magtech primer. Just happens to be a piece of PMC brass, Montana Gold 200 grain flat point, and unique powder. So another loaded cartridge. And you might notice me having to bump this one right now. They did one down part of this press. It's an outstanding press. I definitely love everything about it. But one thing that they even know it's a problem is this bar here in the center. Not sure if you can see it from that angle. And I didn't really want to get into this, but I'm just why I've got it here. This bar in the center is what progresses the turret. They put like a crappy plastic grommet in there to turn, and after about 2,000 rounds it starts to get a little worn, and sometimes the press won't fully index as you're operating it, which isn't that big a deal to me because I usually end up with my hand up here anyways, kind of giving extra stability. My table's awesome, but there is some things on here that'll shake and fall over, so I usually end up holding them to the top of the press anyways, so I can kind of nudge it over with my thumb if I need to. But they know it's a problem because they send 2 of those plastic grommets when you buy the press new. So I wish they'd find a way to fix that, but you can usually call them up. I haven't called them, but I've seen on a lot of forums where people's called them apparently and said it was a problem, and they sent them free ones. And I've seen just as many people on YouTube load without the auto progress feature, just operating it by hand. And you can do that fast too. I've done that a little bit, but especially if you're loading like a rifle cartridge or something. But great press for beginners. There's a lot of support. Had great luck out of mine. I'm glad I invested the money in it. It's saved me. I've loaded quite a few rounds on it, so it's already saved its cost to me, and that was my first big question. Yes, it's costing me a little bit of time, but what else would I be doing? But that's just a kind of a quick review and walkthrough of the reloading process. If you have any questions, comments, or anything I can do better, or anything, let me know. Comment on the video or shoot me a message. If it's something real mean, try not to hurt my feelings, or send it to me in a message. Don't embarrass me. But I appreciate you guys. Try to work up some more videos here soon. Thank you.